Sir Hudibras, his passing worth. He was in logic a great critic. Profoundly skilled in analytic, he could distinguish and divide a hair twixt south and southwest side. On either which he would dispute, confute, change hands, and still confute. He'd undertake to prove by force of argument a man's no horse. He'd prove a buzzard is no fowl, and that a lord may be an owl, a calf an alderman, a goose a justice, and rooks committeemen and trustees. He'd run in debt by disputation, and pay with ratiocination. All this by syllogism true, in mood and figure he would do. In mathematics he was greater than Tycho Brahe or Arapater, for he, by geometric scale, could take the size of pots of ale, resolve by sines and tangents straight, if bread or butter wanted weight, and wisely tell what hour of the day the clock does strike by algebra. Beside, he was a shrewd philosopher, and had read every text and gloss over whate'er the crapst author has. He understood by implicit faith whate'er sceptic could inquire for. Why every why he had a wherefore, knew more than 40 of them do, as far as words and terms would go, all which he understood by rote, and as occasion served would quote. No matter whether right or wrong, they might be either said or sung, his notions fitted things so well that which was which he couldn't tell, but oft-times mistook the one for the other, as great clerks have done. He could reduce all things to acts, knew their natures by abstracts, where entity and quiddity, the ghosts of defunct bodies flee, where truth in person does appear, like words congealed in northern air. He knew what's what, and that's as high as metaphysic wit can fly. In school divinity as able that he might, irrefragable, profound in all the nominal and real ways beyond them all, and with as delicate a hand, could twist a rough rope of sand, and weave fine cobwebs fit for skull that's empty when the moon is full, such as take lodgings in a head that's to be let unfurnished. He could raise scruples dark and nice, and after solve them in a trice, as if divinity had catched the itch of purpose to be scratched, or, like a mountebank, did wound and stab herself with doubts profound, only to show how with small pain the sores of faith are cured again, although by woeful proof we find they always leave a scar behind. He knew the seat of paradise, could tell in what degree it lies, and, as he was disposed, could prove it. Below the moon, or else above it, what Adam dreamt of when his bride came from her closet in his side, whether the devil tempted her by a High Dutch interpreter. If either of them had a navel, who first made music malleable? Whether the serpent at the fall had cloven feet, or none at all. All this, without a gloss or comment, he would unriddle in a moment, in proper terms, as men smatter when they throw out and miss the matter.